It's been a hot minute, but that's mostly because I have something to show you. In my sphere of people who do tarot as lifestyle tools and all that, I feel like when people talk about making their own tarot deck, at least when I've seen it, they pretty much just redraw the classic Rider-Waite tarot deck. And when I say classic, I mean very old and established traditional deck. As I said, this doesn't apply everywhere, but I see it a lot. What is the point of going through the ordeal of drawing 78 cards plus whatever extras you need just to redraw the traditional one in like maybe a different genre? Which is, I guess, probably the biggest problem I have with organized pagan and witchy circles. It's same behavior, different genre. But then that got me thinking, how would I do something new while still keeping the item functional as a tool? So this is about my tarot deck, which is definitely progressing, but I can get to that in a minute. The main things that I wanted to change is degendering things that don't have the same kind of relevance anymore, and really getting to the point of the cards rather than just using the same traditional names. For example, the Queen is now the artist of, and the King is now the engineer of, because those are degendered. It doesn't make sense that all of the caring, nurturing, emotional cards would be under Queen, and all of the logical, diplomatic cards would be under King, because historically that is definitely not the case. So why would that really matter in a tool that you're using in a spiritual space? And I wanted to do that largely for the same reasons I get frustrated when people call me a they, because I have long hair and I'm pretty. And then similar people still call women men if she's not a demure little Barbie. We also don't have kings anymore, anywhere that really matters. As you can see here, I have made a lot of progress, and if you're seeing this on YouTube, by the end of the month I should have quite a bit more finished. But if you are seeing this on the Kickstarter page on October 1st, I have a lot more finished, and there's just some others to... I don't want to downplay how much drawing that I've decided to do, but this is my job. And organizing things in such a way that I can actually get goals finished has been one of the biggest challenges. But if you're seeing the Kickstarter, that means it's nearly complete. It is swirling the drain. That's not the right, but you know what I mean. I even built in some wiggle room in October to get things finished, because if you're here because you like tarot, you will probably understand me saying October is kind of Christmassy for people like us. But I do need some extra help. As I said, this is all completely hand-drawn by me. There are 76 pieces that I have not scanned yet. I work with a local company who does a really good job with all of my other prints, and they also scan at really high resolution. Typical scanning is 300 DPI, which is a faithful reproduction, but they end up, I found this out after the fact, they scan at 600 DPI, which is essentially allowing me to, if I wanted to, make posters that are twice the size as whatever the original was. They do have a discount on higher numbers of batch scanning, but to scan 76 pieces runs about $3,000. This would also mean 80 new prints available on my website for anyone to purchase in almost any size, as well as the potential for posters and other mediums. Also, by my calculations, the first run of 50 new hand-drawn tarot decks is about $1,400, which I plan to offer at a discount specifically for this campaign, because it means so much to me, and I want to get these into the hands of people who care about it. And then there are other costs, such as the taxes and the Kickstarter fees, as well as some smaller rewards for people who would really like to contribute, but like me are looking at those numbers and having a moment. I have also worked in an amount to help me keep buying groceries while I'm finishing this up. I will be doing several more events in October, but I work almost entirely around the clock. This amount is way less than even getting things scanned. If the main amount is met, there's also a stretch goal that I have been working on formatting for almost as long as I've been doing the deck. But we can talk about that later once it gets there. The whole project is themed around the concept of liminal space, but that has kind of become a shorthand for, ooh, creepy abandoned place. Which I like, but it's not what it originally meant. Liminal is the space between, and my art has always been described by myself and other people as cross-genre, where you have something comfortable and kind of cozy in one hand, but then you also have the unsettling but not in an off-putting kind of way. My favorite compliments that have embedded themselves into my brain are the people who pick things up and tell me it seems like they're having a weird dream about whatever this is. It's that little bridge between the familiarity and feeling safe there, but also the weirdness and curiosity of the unknown. And if this is one of your first visits, if not the first, my name is David Blackbird McKenzie, and I have been a student of arts of all kinds since I was 7 years old. But in my 20s, I was very privileged to be able to go to formal art school. And there I learned fine arts techniques, but also the fact that not everyone who qualifies as a teacher should really be. I am a practicing witch and a practicing pagan with Norse sprinkles. And I get asked a lot by people with varying intentions what exactly my service dog is for. I work for myself because that is the only way that I'm allowed to exist in those worlds with honesty and integrity, as well as make any attempt at all at making my favorite person the amount of garlic bread that she deserves. This has been my presentation to you. This is now all in your field when the Kickstarter is live, because this video might be posted just a little bit beforehand, because I'm also excited that I can do this at my desk and not lose my microphone. I am happy to answer any additional questions. I also own and operate the store WhiskeyTerraFoxtrot, which is under my portfolio page, under here. That's where you can find all of my work that's available. That is also the only place that this tarot deck will be sold, except for a whole lot of intense vetting for anyone with different stores who'd like to sell it. I also work on YouTube, and my channel description is best known for traditional skills, but no, not like that. I have a background in very traditional cottagecore before it was known as cottagecore, and I really love to subvert the stereotypes that assumes. I gotta get back to work and cleaning, and I do hope to have other videos before the end of this campaign, because this is part of my work. But until then, I'll see you on the other side.